Hello everyone, hope you're having a nice day. Today we will be talking about badminton. Badminton is a racket sport played using rackets to hit a shuttlecock across a net. It was first played in about the year 1873. It can be traced to ancient Greece, China, and India, and it is closely related to the old children's game battledore and shuttlecock. Now let's talk about the badminton court dimensions. Badminton is played on a shuttle court. The courts have a length of 13.4 meters. Double courts are 6.1 meters wide. Service courts are split by a center line dividing the width of the court and are set back from the net by a long service line that is placed 0.76 meters in from the back boundary. Clearances of 0.61 meters should be provided around the entire badminton court.
Equipment and gear. There are plastic and feathered shuttlecocks. The plastic shuttlecock is far more durable compared to the feathered types which are commonly used. However, plastic shuttlecocks are only recommended for beginners who are just starting out. The feathered shuttlecock used in all competitive tournaments. A shuttlecock weighs around 4.75 to 5.50 grams. It has 16 feathers with each feather being 62 to 70 millimeters or 2.4 to 2.8 inches in length, and the diameter of the cork is 25 to 28 millimeters. The diameter of the circle the feathers make is around 58 to 68 millimeters or 2.3 to 2.7 inches. The racket has varieties depending on the materials used to make it. The type of material will affect the weight, balance points, and strong string tensions. Each type of racket will depend on your playing style. As the main dimensions, the frame of the racket, which basically means the total of the racket, shall not exceed 680 millimeters or 2 feet and 2.8 inches in overall length and 230 millimeters or 9.1 inches in overall width. As for shoes, the badminton shoes should have traction and the grip to stop in time to return a shot. They should also be lightweight and have good cushioning to absorb impact when you jump or land. For attire, casual to non-competitive players, a comfortable pair of shorts and cotton or dry-fit t-shirt is sufficient. For competitive players, they use hand grips, wristbands, and ankle guards and wear the same attire as casuals.
Technical skills. These are the things one must know to be able to play properly. This includes knowing how to warm up properly, basic forehand and backhand grip, knowing the 6 basic corners footwork, namely, traveling to the forehand side of the net, traveling to the backhand side of the net, covering the forehand mid-court, covering the backhand mid-court, moving to the forehand rear court, moving to the backhand rear court, knowing the 8 basic shots, perception and anticipation. How you perceive your situation in a match and how you read your opponent's next moves too are important. Hand-eye coordination, as this sport requires the simultaneous use of your hands and eyes. Rhythm and timing for good consistent footwork. Tactical skills. The basic strategy. The objective is to force a weak return from your opponent using your consecutive attacks. Do not produce high lift or clear unless necessary. Next, returning an opponent's serve. This is keeping the shuttlecock as low as possible or directly downwards towards the opponent to force them to produce a high lift. Do not hesitate to smash when the opponent produces a bad serve. The basic doubles formations. Attacking formation. This involves an attacker and a setter. This is used when the opponent produces a high lift. The setter secures the net position and intercepts short defenses. This player continues forced lifts from the opponent. The attacker attempts to penetrate the enemy defenses using powerful shots. Defensive formation. This is a formation with the players side by side to defend from powerful smashes. Block defense is retrieving an opponent's smash by sending it high. The shuttlecock should fly high and deep into the opponent baseline to prevent their setter from intercepting it.
The current scoring system in badminton is the 3x21 rally point scoring system. This means that 3 games are played to 21 points each, with the required 2-point difference between scores, meaning scores can go above 21 to a maximum of 30. No point is earned when a player commits a fault. A good serve must go directly into the receiver's box. Here are the service rules. Neither side shall cause undue delay to the delivery of the service once the server and the receiver are ready for the service. The server and the receiver shall stand within diagonally opposite service courts without touching the boundary lines of these service courts. The service racket shall initially hit the base of the shuttle. The whole shuttle shall be below the server's waist at the instant of being hit by the server's racket. The waist shall be considered to be an imaginary line around the body, level with the lowest part of the server's bottom rib. The shaft of the server's racket at the instant of hitting the shuttle shall be pointing in a downward direction. The movement of the service racket shall continue forward from the start of the service until the service is delivered. The flight of the shuttle shall be upwards from the server's racket to pass over the net so that, if not intercepted, it shall land in the receiver's service court. In attempting to serve, the server shall not miss the shuttle. Once the players are ready for the service, the first forward movement of the server's racket's head shall be the start of the service. The server shall not serve before the receiver is ready. However, the receiver shall be considered to have been ready if a return of the service is attempted. In doubles, during the delivery of service, the partners may take up any position within their respective courts, which do not unsight the opposing server or receiver.
Badminton faults. During a game, if the shuttlecock lands outside the boundary, touches the ceilings or walls, touches the dress of another player, or passes under the net, it becomes a fault. If a player invades an opponent court by having a part of his body or his racket passing under the net, this is a fault when it obstructs the enemy player or when it distracts them. When the shuttle gets caught and held in the racket during a stroke. If the shuttle is hit twice successively by the same player with 2 strokes, it is a fault if during service the shuttle gets caught, suspended on top, or passes below the net. If the server touches any boundary line during the service, the server's racket hasn't initially hit the base of the shuttle. If the server serves the shuttle from above the waistline. If during service and the shuttle is hit while the racket's head is clearly not lower than the handle. Now the lets. When the server serves when the receiver is not ready. The server and the receiver both being faulted at the service. When a game is interrupted by outside and environmental factors. When in a play, the shuttle disintegrates and the base separates from the rest of it. When the game is interrupted or ended by a correction of playing order.
For officiating, the referee ensures that the tournament follows the laws of badminton and has the last word if there is an argument. They check if badminton mats are mounted correctly for enhanced gameplay and approves schedule of matches and practice matches. The umpire judges service faults and other players' faults, keeps record of any misbehavior or incident and reports to the referee. They keep match scores and announces after each point of the match. Reports serious acts and decisions to the referee before controlling the match. The service judge is responsible for service fault calls and provides shuttles to the players. They take care of the shuttles and provide new ones when required. And the line judge calls whenever the shuttle is in or out of the court.
Have you tried spiking the shuttle and you end up throwing your racket? Me neither. You're such a disappointment and you are an embarrassment. But you know what? That's fine because a lot of people do that. Loser.